Hello and welcome to Night Talkers, your weekly Game of Thrones after show here on entertainment.ie, where we talk about everything that's happened in this week's episode of Game of Thrones. This week we're talking episode 3, The Queen's Justice, and oh, what an ending for that. Oh my god, we can't not talk about what just happened.
I know. Can we just pour one out, please, for the Queen of Thorns?
Oh, the MVP.
I know. Yeah, she's definitely the sassiest, wittiest character on that show, and sadly, I mean, I guess it was her time in a lot of ways. She'd served her purpose, but I loved how she went out with one final knife into Jaime's side of being like, yeah, I killed your son.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that. It was like, here's me dropping something that I know is going to fuck everything up for you. It wasn't even like, here's some truth. It's like, here's another problem. Bye.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like she didn't expect this. None of us expected this. I mean, Cersei pulled the wool over all of our eyes, but I mean, I feel like if she was going to go out anyway, like the fact that she didn't even know it was going to be wine, which is how she got rid of Joffrey, I feel like it couldn't be more perfect.
There. Yeah. And also it was probably the nicest Game of Thrones death that you could hope for, really.
We actually didn't see her die.
No. Well, I mean, we're going to assume
she's popped it, definitely.
Yeah, she's gone.
But like, we didn't see her keel over and
she wouldn't suffer that. They wouldn't let us see her suffer that indignity of dying. But it was a great death for a great character. But yeah, what a marvellous tactic by the Lannisters. By completely, I mean, I don't know. Tyrion used to be the kind of smartest man in Westeros, but
can we just take a moment to say how Cersei Lannister, at the beginning of the season, I just thought, what's she even doing here? She's
what
not
is she doing?
Like, what can she possibly do against Daenerys, her 3 dragons, her 2 armies? She's winning so easily.
She's like 3-1 up. She's 3-1 up.
Yeah.
Like, it's just really smart. She's playing Tyrion against him. Like, you know, she knows that he loves Casterly Rock, and she knew he'd go for it, and just pulled the rug from under everyone.
Yeah, she's really being her father's daughter. Like, she's really embracing all the Tywin Lannister traits, which is things Tyrion probably would never do because he hates him so much.
Although saying that, it does sound like it was Jaime Lannister's idea, because he was inspired by what Robb Stark did to him back at the Battle of the Whispering Wood, which was what, season 2 was that? When he divided up the Lannister forces so that he could, outdo them. But again, of course, they had the last laugh at the Red Wedding, so it didn't really work out well when they did that kind of strategy. But yeah, it was a great move. And it's kind of funny because in this whole thing of like the battle that's going to be happening beyond the wall with the Army of the Dead, part of me can't help but thinking like, maybe it's Cersei we should have lead that.
She's kicking everyone's ass.
She is a really smart tactician, and as is Jaime, and Euron Greyjoy is showing he's
fully capable.
Exactly. So part of me is almost like, maybe Danny and Jon aren't the ones we should be rooting for.
They're a bit like, we're babies playing at war.
Yeah.
Like, he did call her a baby. That's what
I know. That was
we'll get back to that
all
in a minute.
babies, as Tyrion.
Yeah, we're all babies here, except for Cersei, who's like winning. One interesting thing that I think will come out of like her reveal about killing Joffrey is that kind of puts Sansa and Tyrion off the hook. Well, Tyrion sort of, he still killed Tywin.
Yes.
But like maybe not in Cersei's, but in like Jaime's eyes, he's like, oh, Tyrion isn't that bad. He was telling the truth.
Yes. I think that the way, from Cersei's point of view, I don't think it's going to matter. I think she hated them both. That was just more of a reason for her to openly want to kill them, But yeah, in Jaime's eyes, this could come to a head at some point down the line when it could be something between the 3 of them, the 3 siblings, because I assume they're going to give them some scene together in the next 2 seasons. So I do think, it could somehow help Tyrion out down the line, and that Jaime will choose him over Cersei, maybe.
Maybe? I don't know. He's proving himself pretty loyal this week.
And Tyrion did still kill his dad.
That is
whatever
true.
the animosity between Jaime and Tywin.
Good point, Max. He still killed the dad.
But do we, like Jon and Daenerys, hold children responsible for the sins of their father? This whole season, I don't know if I'm noticing it more, but there's a lot of repetition in the dialogue, and I know it's put in purposefully, like, oh, please forgive me for the sins of my father, and I was sitting there watching it, oh, he'll do that, he likes that. Everyone's just repeating each other.
Exactly. And then the very notable, like, I am the last Targaryen to Jon, and then of course Bran appearing. I don't jump too far ahead here, but they are very much sort of saying, like, in case you've forgotten, because there is so much plot details, these are the important points to remember, viewers, you know?
Yeah, I feel like maybe they've realised what a hit, well, they knew that they've got a hit they've shown their hands, but it's almost like they're like, oh, maybe we've got people watching it who just kind of are watching it now because it's ending and we know it's a big deal, so here's all the information you could possibly need, as opposed to like kind of treating everyone like, oh, you're smart, you'll get this.
It's kind of a little bit irritating for people who watch it, so like, you know, the hardcore viewers and the people who've read the books who were like, do we really need to go over this again, you know? But anyway, it was still a good episode.
It's still a good episode. We kicked off at Dragonstone. Like, it was nice to actually just drop straight in. It was like, oh, he's here, great. We don't have to watch anyone on a boat, we don't have to see any ravens getting delivered. It was like, oh, I'm here, and they're like, give us your weapons and come on in.
I thought that whole interaction between them, I don't know if it was just me, was hilarious. I mean, everything about it, from how Melisandre introduced Daenerys to how Jon Snow was like, Sir Davos is like, this is just Jon Snow. And then even but then even later, sorry, just that last bit when he was like, and he was stabbed in the heart by his men. Jon Snow was like, don't mention the resurrection story. The whole Night of the Living Dead thing is fine, but if we tell her the resurrection story, like,
she has dragons. She's walking through fire. She's like killed wizards. I think she's going to be cool with.
The point, like, she's walked through fire. She's come through so much, and yet she won't believe the idea of
from the dead.
So I don't understand why it's such a far-fetched scenario.
There was another real obvious cue, was like when Jon was walking up into Dragonstone and they're talking about someone, I think Tyrion was like, oh, have you know a Stark? And has always been a Winterfell. He's like, I'm not a Stark. Cue dragons flying over their head. I was like, come on, we get it. We get it. You can go for the symbolism all you want, but like,
yes, exactly. But yeah, it was I don't know, one way it was huge, because I mean, when you think where both these characters began in season 1 and how much it has taken, and so much sort of intricate plot detail to have Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen in a room together. I mean, it was huge, you know, that way. And when it kind of felt natural watching the opening minutes of it, but at the same time, every so often I'd have a kind of thing of like, it's Jon and Dany, like, they're talking.
Come on.
You know, and in one way it was like, it wasn't like it was a letdown around thing, but you know, you kind of, I did wonder if like there'd be sparks between them. There wasn't. Probably a good thing, they're related.
There was a little bit of a spark when Tyrion was talking to Daenerys later on in the episode, and she was like, remember when she brings up, she's like, what do you mean when he stabbed him in the heart? You could see her be like, what's that about? So I think she's curious.
I think she's just curious in the whole, is he resurrected kind of thing. I don't know if it's curious as in like any kind of romantic way curious.
Well, she did all her homework before they all got there. Like, she loves a good speech, and she loves to be like, oh, actually I did all my homework, and 10,000 years ago you swore fealty to my family, so get over and bend the knee. So I'm not sure how, like, she's going to want to know everything. I think she'd be down with it.
And is he going to be hanging around there for a while now, getting all this dragon glass?
Because they took his boat.
Like it.
Took
everything.
It's kind of, it was an interesting episode in that way of, you know, and Bran arrived, of course, into Winterfell, and this is going to be, I didn't think they'd get to that fast, because Bran knows that Jon is half Targaryen. So I'm like, is it going to take till the end of the season for Jon to get back to Winterfell, or is that going to be a thing of like, you just never know how fast they're going to move things along in Game of Thrones. Will he just be back in Winterfell going like, bag of dragon glass over his shoulder, got it all ready to go, or is he just going to hang out and, you know, chat to Dany for the next few episodes?
We kind of have to assume it's going to go faster, because we're actually pretty much at the halfway point.
Next week is halfway.
Next week is episode 4 of 7, so I think it's going to get there quickly as well. But Bran, was anyone else thinking Arya as soon as he rocked up?
I was really hopeful.
I mean, we were all really hopeful. It was all kind of like the lesser Stark. We were like, oh, great.
Bran's here, and Bran is just like,
and Bran, who literally could not give less of a shit. It was like, hi Sansa. Like,
I was,
and then brings up the most painful memory of her entire life.
I saw you on your wedding night. You looked beautiful.
It was really similar.
Like, great.
Couldn't be, I saw you kind of commanding the north there a couple of hours ago, you were great. No, it's not the most painful, traumatic moment ever.
He's like that creepy sibling now to avoid at dinner parties. He was just told children of court about it, like, I know I can't, I'm the three-eyed raven. It's like they really have to work out, those Stark brothers have to really work on how to, like, you know, deliver big news, you know, just maybe work people up to like, I'm a three-eyed raven, there's an army of zombies coming towards us, you know, just like lull people in a bit, you know. Like
Arya arrives, she's like, I'm no one. We're like, what?
They're all just like Jim Corrs walking around with their conspiracy theories.
Like the inverse Corrs.
I know, everyone's like, what?
Do you think that Sansa believes Bran? Or do you think she's just like, okay, you're weird, bye?
Well, she would have to. How would he know that?
I mean, I feel like it's not such an imagination like, oh, you were dressed in white, you were a bride. Like, we all know about what happened to you because it's been told, and like news like that would spread.
Yeah.
But like, do you think she holds, like, does she think she believes him, and think she holds what he says to be true, and then be like, oh, he must be telling the truth because he knows that, or do you think she's going to be like, nah?
Well, I'm sure he's got plenty of other tricks up his sleeve too.
I know, but you think a weirdo.
I know, he is. Maybe he's a bit shook from the whole thing. What happened to him the last time we saw him?
He was in the wall. He got through the wall. Like, he's just been spending lots of time touching trees and being a weirdo.
Yeah, he's just
travelling to the past and everyone's past and seeing everything.
Yeah.
There's another interesting thing that happened in Winterfell. I think that was kind of a throwaway moment. Was the very beginning when we got there, it was like Sansa and Littlefinger and the new Maester and your man from the Vale, and they're walking downstairs, and he's like, oh, I'll check the scrolls. Maester Lewin kept a history of every scroll, and you see Littlefinger's eyebrow goes up, so I wonder, is he going to find something in there either relating to Jon and Lyanna Stark and all that, or something else that's going to be like, ooh.
Yes, interesting.
It was just a throwaway moment, but I was like, they wouldn't put that in for no reason.
Yeah. So. A Littlefinger back with just scheming, like,
oh my God,
sentences that don't really mean anything, but it's just like, oh, go away. I love how Sansa just shuts him down these days.
All the time with her best skill.
Yeah, so, but yeah, Littlefinger, again, it's like, what is he up to? But it's fine, they didn't give him that much screen time this week, so there is something up his sleeve, though, definitely.
Absolutely. Back in King's Landing, so Euron, once again, okay. I loved Euron when we first met him. And at the start of the season, I was like, great villain. Now I'm just like, okay, why are you the dame in the panto?
He is very much a pantomime villain.
It's getting OTT.
He was funny, though.
He was funny, but even like the leathers on his horse that were like, I was like, I feel like I'm watching a panto.
Yeah.
Like getting what he's going for, but it's a bit like, we're getting to the end of this and we need like seriousness. And he's just like, does she like a finger up the bum?
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? I think it's this clown.
His purpose seems to be to just needle Jaime, just really kind of just make him feel so inferior, and it's working.
Yeah. It's funny because even with Euron, I think, you know, a part of me was like, oh, I want to see more of his character. You know, I want to see him alone in a room, you know, plotting something, see what he's like behind all the bravado.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of like, it's nearing the end. Maybe this is his only purpose, to just be the pantomime villain, or to move things along basically for Cersei's battle. You know, we couldn't have had a faceless person, you know, going to trap the Unsullied over Castle. Casterly Rock, yeah. So I think maybe that's his purpose at the moment. I mean, I don't think they're going to give him any more depth than just being sort of this sort of clown pantomime villain, as we said. I mean, he's proving entertaining, but yeah, I mean, if he wants to take a week off next week, then
I'd be happy with that.
It's totally fine. Yeah.
Cersei's still on her revenge mission. She's proving to be, just as we said, really smart, but also delightfully terrifying in her eye for an eye murder again of Baby Sand, whose name I don't care about.
Yeah.
Again, amazing that it took really like such a horrific kind of, I suppose, Queen's Justice for us to care about the Dorne characters.
I know, they did a good job.
They really did, because I really felt for Ilaria Sand, who
she played that really well. Yeah,
it was all done really well. I didn't know what to expect. Was it going to be like, you know, the Mount coming in or something like that? Instead, no, the exact thing that you did to Marcella, and you get to watch. That's even worse than Septa's fate, I think, really.
It was funny though, because I was like, oh, they have Cersei and some nice red lipstick.
I noticed that too. I was
straight
like,
away.
Some rouge on.
Yeah, and then as soon as she kissed her, it was like, oh, okay,
yeah. So lots of like, again, now we said repetition and like throwbacks to like the different ways people died.
Yeah.
Joffrey. Yes. Marcella.
Yeah, and then talking
about, is someone else going to throw themselves from a window?
Yeah, there was a bit of, I don't know, a lot of foreshadowing. It kind of felt like sometimes with Game of Thrones, the foreshadowing wasn't that obvious. You know, you'd sort of end up watching episodes back and being like, oh my God, they hinted at this character's death a long time ago, you know, if you watch your repeats. But this episode, it was, you know, there was so much talk of the dragons and their names and how strong they are and why they were called this. So it's like, oh gosh, you're desperately hinting at the fact that a dragon's going to die this season.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of talk of like that callback to, you know, even Jaime having the name of his sword, which is Widow's Wail.
Yeah.
And how that was Joffrey's. A part of me is like, well, you're not giving us these details for no reason.
Yeah.
You know? All of this is going to become more, I don't know, its purpose has become more obvious down the line.
Yeah.
But again, I just feel like, yeah, I don't know, the foreshadowing is just sort of clanging in the air sometimes a bit. And I'm like, oh God, I kind of think, in some ways I think I know what's going to happen, but I do want them to, I think there's been no big shocks this season. You know, there's a bit like, oh, that was smart. Oh, I like what Cersei did there. But I am kind of waiting for them to just completely give me that jaw-dropping moment where I'm like, I can't believe you did
a Battle of the Bastards or a blowing up the scepter, something.
Yeah, but this is always the way. I mean, it's 3 episodes in. As you said, we're almost halfway through.
Yeah.
They do this. They set everything up for this, grand finale. So I no doubt, like episode 5, episode 6, episode 7, we're all going to be sitting here with our jaws to the floor,
just
being like, do you remember when things were just chatting around,
It was all exposition.
So it's what's necessary for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But it does kind of make these few episodes a bit like, come on, get to it already.
Yeah, so next week we've got episode 4, which is called The Spoils of War, reportedly. And it's the shortest episode in Game of Thrones history.
This is a 55-minute one.
It's 50.
Really?
50.
Better be good.
That's mean.
Yeah.
From the preview, we know that Arya is at Winterfell. We haven't seen her inside, but she's on a horse looking at it.
Oh.
Yeah, Daenerys is throwing down. She's realising like that all these plans aren't working for her, so she's just going to get in her dragon and go to war. And there's lots of other quick cuts of things that are going to happen, but it looks terribly exciting.
Yes, the halfway mark, so it should prove interesting.
Yeah.
We just forgot to mention Sam and Jorah.
Oh my god, we did forget to mention Sam and Jorah, like the new best buds in all of Westeros.
Yeah.
I was a little bit disappointed that it worked so quickly.
Like overnight.
Yeah, I was like, I thought it was going to be, I suppose
maybe
we don't know how long
but
yeah, it just felt a little too easy. But I wonder, is it going to come back, or is it like, is this a...
I think Jorah needed to be cured. Jorah is definitely going to serve some purpose with Daenerys now. Yeah. I'm assuming it's not just to permanently be Lord Friendzone, Like, I think he has to have... I think that maybe he'll come in handy with sort of, tactical things, the battles that are to come.
Maybe because he's a Mormont and Mormont's in the north, he'll bond her.
He has to serve some purpose. And I also think we're getting so much of Sam this season, so much of him reading books, that there's bound to be something in those books that is going to be...
I'm so glad he got to stay in Hogwarts.
Yeah, exactly.
And clean some books.
I love that moment. He said, well, how'd you do it? Well, I just read the instructions and followed. If everyone just sat down and read a few books, it would all be over by now.
Yeah.
I can already see the gift that people will use for like assembling IKEA furniture.
How did you do it? I read the instructions.
Yeah. It's like, fair enough.
Yeah, well, all that's going to happen next week. So join us then to discuss everything that happens in the Spoils of War, and we'll see you next week.